Be seated. If you ask any Jewish child what the most important Jewish holiday is, most of them will tell you it's Hanukkah. After all, when else do you get presents every night for 8 nights? In our society, Hanukkah is paralleled with Christmas, which has helped to elevate its status in the perception of its importance. However, Hanukkah is actually one of the smallest Jewish festivals, and unlike most of the Jewish holidays, is not even listed in the Hebrew Bible. In Israel, there's not an exchange of gifts, and while the festivities occur by lighting the menorah, the Chanukiah, eating latkes, and playing dreidel, there are no presents. I know that Hanukkah was the most important holiday to me when I was younger, because it was definitely more fun to get presents than to fast on Yom Kippur. But even as an adult, I believe that Hanukkah really does hold a genuine significance. The heroes of Hanukkah are the Maccabees, a small group of Jews who fought the Greeks in order to preserve Judaism. The Greeks had tried to destroy our spirit and our customs, but the Maccabees believed so strongly in what they were fighting for that they were able to prevail despite the odds against them. And even though they suffered huge losses, they never lost their courage and the will to stand up for what they believed in. Hanukkah celebrates these astonishing military victories. And while we often celebrate the miracle as that tiny drop of oil discovered in the temple that lasted for 8 days, I believe that the true miracle of this holiday is the idea that a very small, determined group of people were willing to fight hard and risk everything in order to keep Judaism alive. We Jews have always been a minority, and it is no secret that we struggle to survive. The candles that we light during these 8 days remind us of the miracle from then, and can also remind us of the one that we have today, the miracle of the freedom that we enjoy. In America today, as Americans and as Jews, we enjoy religious freedoms that our ancestors never could have imagined. But with this miracle, and like the Maccabees, our country, we also suffer huge losses. And even with these losses, we still sometimes take our freedom for granted, as most of us do not know what it's like not to be free. I feel honored and blessed to have an opportunity to give something back to the people who risk their lives every day so that we may enjoy and take advantage of this freedom and sovereignty that we possess. Tonight, on this evening of Shabbat Hanukkah, this evening of dedication, I would like to thank Rabbi Rear Admiral Robinson, Rabbi Weber, and my family for all of their support. And I would like to thank Temple Rodeph Torah and all of you for allowing me to share with you in this special occasion and for continuing to be my home away from home. Happy Hanukkah, Shabbat Shalom, and may all of our men and women in uniform one day know the blessing of Shalom.
It's my honor to invite Brian Feinberg, the president of our congregation, to make a presentation now from our congregation.
Heather, we're so amazingly proud of you. I can't begin to describe what it feels like. As involved with the temple, we're breeding and bringing a whole generation of Jews up, and I remember hearing once, as people talked about Reform Judaism, where will the rabbis come from? And this is where they come from. And it's just such a wonderful feeling. I did want to tell one story. I first met Heather in adult ed. And I remember being in a class, and we were talking about the Talmud, I believe. And she came, you used to come like every few weeks. I think when you were back from college and stuff, you'd come into class. And we got into a discussion, and you talked about, you raised your hand and said, But didn't Rabbi A say what Rabbi B was saying about Rabbi C? And I just was like, I'm in the wrong class. But it was a wonderful experience having you there. So on behalf of all the congregation, we're so proud of you. We would like to give you a small gift. I can promise you nowhere in New Jersey can we find camouflage the candlesticks we looked. But please take this as a token of our appreciation and our love and just pride in everything you've accomplished.
Thank you so much.
I won't embarrass you, I promise. People say to me, do you hope that your students grow up to be rabbis? And I say, no, I hope they grow up to be people who love being Jewish. And a lot of our students have, and that is a blessing to me and to us. But a couple of my students have grown up to be rabbis. You know all of them, and you know how proud I am of all of you. My rabbi once said to me, the greatest honor I've ever been given. He quoted from Pirkei Avot and said, I've learned much from all my teachers. Even more I've learned from my colleagues. But most of all, I've learned from my students. Heather, back from the days when you used to be in Admiral and challenge me on stuff, and everyone looked around and said, can she say that to the rabbi? I have learned so much from you. And now, it's your time to go teach others, to share the gifts that you have, the blessings of your soul as well as your knowledge, to bring that compassion, that love to people who really do need it. We will follow you wherever you go. We want to know what you're doing. We care about you. I am so proud of you. I have learned more from you than from any of my teachers and any of my other colleagues. But I am so proud that you are now a colleague of mine. Yivarechech Adonai v'yishmerech. May God bless you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elayich v'chunech. May the light of God's face shine on you, and may God be good to you. Yisa Adonai panav elayich v'yasem lach shalom. May God's face be lifted up on you. May God always watch over you. And may God bless you with peace.